Yeah, that's right. Welcome all my aliens, apes, and zombies. Back at it again. It is Sunday, and I'm here with a good friend, Marc. Marc, I know that we have started in this NFT journey. I don't know, it feels like years ago, but a couple months back, and here we are, an NFT that I am happy to have, come out and learn about with you along the way as you're building this. I'll be talking about the house that you're trying to build over here.
Look, no, we're really excited to be here with you. And like I said, I'm not wearing my traditional, what I would put my Mempo hat on, because this is back to the old school. When you and I started, the old Pit Vipers, I had to come back to these shades. Like, I thought about it. I had Mempo mask. I'm like, nah, I got to go original, because as we first started doing shows together, it came in. So yeah, it's been a great year for you, man. I'm excited, and thanks for having us on. Team Mempo can't be more excited about this.
Last year was an awesome year. And just, first of all, I want to thank you for the things that you've taught me in this space, because a lot of it has been to, your background coming up prior to, meeting me in the NFT side of things, as helping me with like audio video type things, and where I'm now able to help others, how to stream on. Right now I'm on Twitch, going on Twitch, I'm on YouTube, and I'm on Twitter, all live action. And, that is, what this community is about, is finding other people's expertise, getting it out there, sharing it with others. And you've helped so many times. So, I'm so happy to see that you have an awesome NFT. It's not even a project, but you have an NFT house of like an empire going on here. All right.
Yeah, we're building
yeah, right there. I mean, you got your link tree just totally loaded with goodies, hours of awesome things. Where do you want to start in all this? I love the Pip Viper, by the way.
I think the best the best way to look at it is, we'll give you an overview of what the project is and why it's important and why we put it together, and just kind of where everything came in. So background for everyone who doesn't know me, my name is Marc. We've doxed ourselves in this project, which is not normal things. People don't do it. We basically want people to know who's backing it, who's behind it. And in doing so, what we've created is this kind of world of merging multiple components together. So we've got an NFT, which is the actual Mempo that you're going to see with the samurai with his face shield down. We've also created a physical house, which is going to be the first one's going to be in Los Angeles. We've created a virtual metaverse, micro metaverse. I'm going to do that in a second. And then later on in the course of this project, we have a token coming out. So we've kind of got this whole little world. What we saw was a lot of projects that were building these things and promising, oh, this is going to come. And we're like, you know what? We could do it differently. We could actually invest our own dollars and time and actually build the stuff. So when we say it's coming, we know it's here. So for example, the video game, I've got alpha level stuff that we're playing right now. So we just went after that focus of, let's build something. Yeah, there's the footage right there. Go ahead and give it a run. Like, that is actually Xander, who's the first Mempo, and he's actually fighting one of the robots. So there's going to be a play to earn part of this functionality. I'll go into that a little later. But the concepts that we're doing, this game is actually done in Unreal. It's not to knock on the other games, but most of the games that are out there that are in the PDE space are relatively small, like quick, low graphics, low visuals. We just like, look, let's just bring the visuals up, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of how we created it. But it's really built for a community. So the genesis of the idea came from these two guys named James and Tyler, and they approached Scott and I in a couple of conversations. And they said, we have a membership club we're building. And in this membership club we're building, we want to give people access to the physical and digital houses. And we looked at it, we're like, so let's sell it as a non-fungible token. So what do you mean? So, well, as a non-fungible token, the owners, the people who own the token, could trade that and move it around. Like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. So the token is actually your membership. So instead of having just a piece of art, you have a piece of art that unlocks physical assets and virtual assets as well. Like the first party we're going to do is on February 13th in Los Angeles for the Super Bowl. So that's kind of the main piece. So,
Super Bowl party. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, we got you on the invite. I'm excited to finally get you out to LA and have a little fun.
Yeah, I hate to correct you here, but you're forgetting one important aspect of this: the playable. You're forgetting playable. You have the metaphysical, and then the metaphysical playable right here. Talk us a little bit about the physical part that you're just talking about here. I thought I saw a mansion or something in one of these pics.
Yeah, it's so there's a couple of things. So there's a couple of things. So the first house is lined up right now. It's in Los Angeles. We're pretty excited about the house opening up, and I'm going to be actually in the house next week. what we looked at is we said I love what Bored Apes did with NFT New York. There was a quick pop-up location, like that was cool, but I want something that's full-time that I can go to. Some people make comparison to things like a Soho club or a virtual club, like your athletic club. That kind of stuff was cool, but we decided to focus it on gamers, and gamers need a place to game. So if we figured we could build a place for gamers, we could mix kind of some cool fashion into it, a little style. We just needed a big house. So that house right there, I can't remember how many thousand square feet it is, but it's crazy. It's 10 or 15 rooms in it. It's got a pool, it's got a tennis court, all that kind of stuff. And as a Mempo holder, there's a part of it that you're going to get access. Now the whitelist was open already. The whitelist already filled up like really quick. I think 1,200 came in like right away. People are kind of upset that they want to get more on the whitelist, so we're going to open up more whitelist spots. But the core Mempo holders are going to get access to the house and access to the parties. And that's what becomes a really cool thing is you can, if you're Nelly, you're going to have that ability. We are also going to open up houses again in the future. There's New York, London, Tokyo that we're talking to. It takes a little while to open one of these houses because you got to make sure right neighborhood, right setup, all that. But there's going to be 6 houses that's in the plan for worldwide. And then we're going to open up the 7th as kind of pop-ups. So for example, if there's like a Formula One event in Miami, we might do a pop-up on a weekend to bring people in. But it's a whole setup of people that know how to physically run these houses and know to get people in combined with the digital. The best part about that too is we've already built it in Unreal. So when you go online, not now, but in a little while, you'll be able to jump into the virtual of the house. We've actually got some of the videos online that we can show people. So we can get in, you can actually cruise around the house and kind of get into setup. It's not just it's not a voxel world. It's real depth, real 3D, if that makes sense.
Mark, I'm gonna let you catch your breath there because you have said so much underneath these tassels. My ears are just loving what I'm hearing right now. Just first of all, going back to the team that you guys are associated, that this huge team that you guys have going on here, where you all want to be known and seen for this because it is a huge undertaking that you are conducting here. And I hope you realize that. I mean, you have a metaphysical house that you're going to be able to have, your fans, the owners of these NFTs that are going to have access to. And it's not like wish list idea, like you're going to the house, like it's coming. And then not only that, if regionally, depending on where you're at, the growth could be there as well, including pop-ups as well, depending on certain events, Miami or maybe New York, NYC, NFT, stuff like that. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. None of that is a fact. But then right here, maybe this is where a nice segue right here is a little bit about the traits and rarities and the art behind these, because I just saw it in the video game right there. And, what people love, is kind of the metadata, like what actually is behind these NFTs. So, I mean, first, you're not just getting an NFT here. It's not like you're just getting something that you're going to put on your profile pic and that's it. I mean, you're getting access, you're getting a gamified, you're getting a lot more. You're getting on a platform here.
Yeah, I can walk you through the traits and rarities. I think that's a pretty important thing to figure out is what we've done is each trait and rarity will unlock features in the game. It's the simplest way to look at it. So if you have a certain set, whether you have a different hat, a different piece of armor, a different weapon in your hand, or a different piece of jewelry, that will unlock a feature set in the game. So one of the first games we have it's called Mempo Cyber Samurai, and you're going to be able to go fight these bots and then fight against each other. It's going to be a PvP type challenge. So for example, if I have my Mempo and I challenge you, I get a shot to fight against each other. What's also really cool is there's 7 levels of engagement. So there's kind of like the rare, the legendary, the ultra, but the top level is only the founder level. And only if you have a Mempo will you be able to play at that level. So you have to actually hold that together. Yeah, there's the 3D model. You can see it in Sketchfab. So people know that we actually have
the rigging for all this.
Yeah, it's all rigged in Unreal. It's already put on a skeleton. It's already video game assets. When you go in, one of the screens we have, I don't know if it's dropped yet. I don't think it has yet, but is the actual character selection screen. So you've already done that. So when you get a point in time, you have one of these Mempos, you'll sign into your wallet, you'll be able to authenticate it. So once you authenticate, when you play the game, you'll play as your Mempo. But also, people could play as your Mempo if they like your style and want your features. So it becomes that kind of element. And that's where the play to earn started changing a lot. We realized, hey, if people are playing with your Mempo, maybe the P2E would work for the Mempo holders as well. So we've created this kind of link that allows the Mempo holder to participate just a little bit on people playing with your Mempo. And imagine if you own one of the characters in a popular video game. Well, that's what you're going to get. So it's a really cool way we've set it up to try and figure out how to triangulate all that process. And then we're working with some pretty cool partners to get that done too. So we're pretty excited.
All right, that's awesome. All right, I want to talk about a little bit about something we were talking about in the green room here, and something that maybe not everyone is so familiar with, but a little bit about like the tokenomics. And I know this might be in the future. I don't know where you guys are totally at with this, but that is kind of, I don't want to say passive income, but the organic growth of within the community, where so a little bit of that money is not going to be going back to the people creating the project. It's going back to the people who helped found the project, and that's the people in at the ground level here.
Actually, yeah. So what we've done is we've created a process which is going to be it's like a dual. It's if you've ever looked how rocks are created, there's like igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary, and there's ability like a volcanic rock could become multiple things. Like just the way things start out. So we looked at that life cycle of how things are formed and said, what if we benefit the founders in multiple ways. So again, everyone who owns a Mempo is considered a founder. This first mint that comes out, which is January 20th, by the way, when it first comes out, we're all going to consider those people part of the founding group. And there's a percentage of the token that is just set aside for the founders. There's also a chest, a Mempo membership chest, that as people play the play to earn, they're going to put stuff into that chest. So the fact that you are a founder, you get access to part of the chest too. There's little things we've set aside in there. The idea is, traditionally you've had to just stake, it was your option, but now we're doing is the ability to stake and grow. So we've created that kind of a sequence which allows you to see, okay, I can actually benefit in multiple ways, but I need to be invested in the community. And not invested as in like have my dollars X, Y, or Z, but give some time in there. So that's kind of how we've set it up. It's a lot. It's a lot of excitement. I can tell you that the white paper, last week, a friend of mine in Norway that looked at it just shredded it on me and said, great thoughts here, but you're going to break here and here. And that was phenomenal. So thanks, Magnus, and those guys. I really appreciate it. It's getting better. And it's one of those points in time where you want to make sure you have enough peer reviews. So when you release it, everyone can look at it and go, I see where it is. But the tokenomics of it, that's big. It's not going to, the tokens are not going to drop in January, to be clear. That's going to be about 2 to 3 months out of where we are. We just have a sequence and a setup for where it is. Because when I drop the tokens, we want to make sure you can actually play the game or participate in it versus just having a token sale. Like a lot of people do that, like, hey, everything's coming. We already have a game running. So I'd rather have the ability to get it and then see where those things go. So that's kind of the excitement of it.
And Mark, and here's another thing with it. And I remember we talked some advice back and forth of when was the best time to launch this project. Yep. And think about it, because we got Tyler here. Maybe we can transition him in here in a second.
Oh, sure.
With that, I remember you guys slowed down. Like you guys were ready to go, but I remember there's gas wars going on. Yep. ETH was at the highest price ever in our entire lives. And that your patience helped your community. And I've seen the growth through there. And I know people might have been tapping their toes because people want to do cool, want the cool stuff fast, but doing it at the right time. Timing is everything. Speaking of timing, our transition here right now, live action. Tyler, we'll do a mic check. Mic check. 1, 2. How is this? We have Tyler Williams just sneaking on right here. Mark, how do you explain how this alien ape or zombie works into the mix?
Yeah, no, the Tyler was the one who came to me and said, I got a question for you. What do you think about this? Like, it really came from the genesis of that reach out from him asking that question, which was awesome, of like, how do we figure out how to bring these things together? Because his team was out there with the House of Mempo and getting it all started. And back to your question of what you asked about the timing, we were originally going to let's launch in October. And they were like, no, let's move it around here. We kept watching the price of ETH go up and the gas wars. We're like, this just is not a great time. We saw some launches go well. Like I saw the Doodle launch that was awesome, but I saw some things that just kind of didn't continue. And I was like, you know what? We need to just give ourselves a little bit of time. Let's be patient. Let's build for it. Tyler's been preaching that a lot. Let's be patient. Let's get our stuff in there. But we know the time is right. Let's strike. So that's where the January 20th came in for us. But yeah, you'll see, like, we had a couple of different dates we were looking at, but each time we did adjust. For example, our Discord one time got botted, so we had a little problem with that. So we had to kind of reset it. And some folks were understandably a little upset, but we told them what was going on. Like, okay, I get it. We don't want bots in our group. So let's do the clear out. Let's set it up. Ben's now come in and been super helpful. So yeah, it's about making sure that we have the right timing, the right setup, and the community is going to be supported in the process.
And, and I even appreciate on roadmaps, like, be honest in the roadmaps. If you don't have a date or time on there, things move so differently in the space. It's impossible for someone to say they're going to do something on that exact date, exact time, unless they already have it predetermined or they're from the future. It's impossible to predict. So that honesty, and that's the coolest thing about this space is Twitter is at an important time in its evolution of how it's going to move people. And right now, people can instantly talk and communicate with the latest information, like we're doing right now. You're talking the latest information right now about your project to people. It doesn't even need to be chopped up and retweeted. It comes to the smart people in there. With that, you got the Discord right here, growing huge growth in there. And then we also have, as we saw, a YouTube channel. This is all linked on with their link tree, and then IG. So, I mean, you are branching it out there in many surfaces, many areas. What's next? What's the alpha that people need to know with what is happening?
I think the biggest thing for us is the drop is on the 20th. That's the main piece we're going to push out. We'll do their pricing announcement, all that kind of stuff, a few days before. Just kind of, there's a lot of things people are asking us questions about, so we're following up with those pieces, making sure it's there. I think right now the biggest piece is we're trying to build more of a community so people understand it, and then more of these gameplay clips as we create it out. So it's people actually see that the actual game is here. That right there is in a game level. With those little white balls you're seeing are actually like the blasters coming at it. So that's game physics inside. So if you're a video game developer, you know exactly what we're doing. You can see that we're thinking, how do you move around? How do you manage artificial intelligence in a game? So this isn't just a quick click and point shoot type game that you build. This actually creates a scenario where you can see physics moving, and you can see, for example, some of the diagrams are laying in there as far as the different enemies and bots you can fight. So for us, it's about being as transparent as we can and getting the community hyped.
That's cool. That is so cool. Like, I've never seen anything like that. I'm not from the gaming world, outside of like grabbing the controller out of my son's hand when I want to play. But like, I've never seen anything like this.
It's just
but that is cool. That's cool. At first I'm like, oh, cool. You got a guy throwing snowballs that are growing at you. But no, I can see exactly how this would be framed in a game. And then you use those spheres to add whatever type of blaster look you want to add to it. And
that's exactly it.
And then on the walls,
so we have a great team of developers that's working on it. So we've got Wisdom, Getty, Eric, Steve, August, Rogerio. It's crazy. Like
Augie in there, Chicago's very young, or I don't even know if he's in Chicago or not. But Augie,
yeah, Mayor Awesome. He's in. He pops in every now and then. But yeah, he's definitely helping out. It's a lot of fun because like some of the guys on our team have done a lot of really cool things. One of the guys on our team was actually one of the original programmers on a game called NBA Jam. So it's just sense for it. And you can see like the style that we're doing here. So we're making really cool Mempo art to get people into it. So we're pretty excited about that kind of stuff.
And you're having fun with it too. I mean, who just doesn't like relaxing by, a nice warm fire, me out here in Chicago, and I think it's freezing cold out there, but in the West Coast where you're at too. So, nice warm fire.
And one of the things we're going to do is the Mempos, when they drop, are going to have their face shield down. But you can see there's William right there with the Mempo, the filters. And we're actually going to give people the ability to stream in them. And we're having a lot of fun with setting that up so people can have the stream. Like, obviously, we love what you're doing and we can see where it is. And I love the service that you guys do about creating filters for people. I think it's a lot of fun. So we have ones that have like the mask off, ones that have the mask on, and just wanted people to get a chance to play with it,
And that's what it's about, and we've spoken about filters. We talk about, that's what's awesome about the space is having that community effort behind it, getting the coolest ideas together. And you guys are layered with those cool ideas because you're having it in video game access. You're having it in AR filters. You're obviously having it in NFT. You're having it in the tokenomics, layer upon layer upon layer. Metaphysical, check mark, because I just love looking at this picture. And I just kind of like see like, people forming towards this because in the gaming world, look at that. You get to hang out, maybe Super Bowl party with some of your closest NFT mates right there. It would just be sweet right there. Not only
that is like, I know we got like a minute or two left here, but I think that's the key thing is we were looking at it saying we have to find a way to merge the communities, right? How do we get the physical and the digital together in one? So one of the parts of the house is in the garage is going to be a portal to the metaverse. Now, it might sound kind of weird, but we're not building a mega metaverse. We're not building like the central end or that kind of stuff. We're building a small one. It's a micro metaverse, smaller area, more intimate, more close, but we're making it interoperable, which is, think of like a video game plugin. I could connect my metaverse to the next one. That's how the world's going to change, I think. Like Bessark, I know he's not here. He's awesome. He's helped us teach a lot of things to how I do it, but he was talking about, you got to be able to plug these things together. And we just put that in our DNA. So we have to do that. So you should be able to be in one world, connect to our world, and bounce to the next one. So everything we've done has that set up. Will we drop plugins that'll be able to work in Unreal and Unity and all the other game engines? Yeah, we want to do that because the models, obviously we're Unreal focused with Epic. They've been really great with us and supporting us. So we're going to do that kind of stuff. But we want people to be able to take their Mempo and move them around different games, not just in our world. I think that's the key, is making it interoperable. It's not a sexy word when you hear it, but it has a lot of teeth. If it's interoperable, people can use it. So that's the approach we're going with.
You know what? Change that word. It's a dirty word. We're going to turn that into Avatar X. And you name dropped Beskar X before. Please follow him because he is one of the leaders in the space with this AR filter.
Yep.
And that's what we're trying to achieve is the Avatar X. Something where you can take your NFT, put it in a filter, put it in gameplay, and it can be dropped in any scenario. If it's in Sandbox, if it's in DCL, if it's in Crypto Voxels, now your platform, whatever it could be, that's the Avatar X that, people are going to try to achieve, because then it's the jack of all trades. It's like the ultimate Swiss Army knife where you can bring it in any scenario, communicate with anyone. It doesn't have to be in a battle scenario. It could be in a book club. It can be in an educational series. It could be in a metaverse meetup for a Super Bowl.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I'm going to be in LA next week.
You're telling me right now. Here, let me tell me the alpha.
So I'm in next week meeting with some producers that do traditional things you would think about, like in the big networks and the big streaming networks, about taking our series, because we have a Mempo series with the trailer. So the trailer's done, but we've got about 9 episodes that are in writing right now, and so we're going to be talking to you about those episodes. It's really exciting. Got a couple of big names. I don't know what level I can drop it because they're still negotiating, so you don't want to share too much. But yeah, there's some folks in Hollywood I'm going to be bouncing with. I've got 4 meetings set up, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at night. It's going to be crazy.
Feel free to bounce Crypto Novo's name off any of those executives. I'll dress myself up in one of these NFTs right here. They might know the voice. They might see the color scheme. But you know what? I'll take whatever I get out of these mintings right here, and I'll be happy to broadcast for you. Or you know what? I might just be a sacrificial lamb, the first one that gets chopped up in the first episode by whomever that you're whatever alpha that you're holding back on us. But I can tell.
I like that. We might do that for you. We might have some fun with you. We might actually, because it's funny. There's an influencer we started talking to who's really cool. I feel bad saying influencer because actual people, but he kind of likes that, and he's open to the idea of like being kind of a drop in into the series. We're like, okay, well, the story is Xander escapes greedy evil corporation, a la big social media type stuff, and he escapes out, and then he fights a robot and transforms into this really cool samurai Mempo. And there's like, hey, can we do a drop in? I'm like, yeah, we just have to find a way to make it fit in the story. And he asked me, goes, what do you mean about the story? I'm like, well, the story is the only thing that really matters. Like, if you have a really cool story, people adopt it. And like, well, like, what do you mean? Like, look, it took Marvel years to make that story. Those movies don't come out of nowhere. So you have to have a really cool story. And I think like one of the things that I had, I talked about a lot. I spent a lot of times in content, a lot of times working with people, and everyone sat down and said, tell me the story first. So if we have a way to bring Novo into the story, I like it. I'll do it. I got to talk to the other folks, like Bessart, get him into a couple of people that are awesome. Like Green Giant, he was awesome. He's been helping us out. Like if I can get him in, I've got like Kearney. If I can get Kearney in, have a little fun with him. Like there's a lot of places we want to drop people in, and there's going to be tons of Easter eggs. I can pretty much guarantee you this without any question. If you play our stuff, you'll find Easter eggs.
Maybe we'll be the villain squad that just gets slaughtered by the hero. We just walk through. We just just like the Batman's. Wow, bam, kazoo, whatever it may be. Mark, you know how it is. Whatever I can do to help in any capacity. When it's time, when these things are out and about, when it's gameplay, I want to get on here and play. We're gonna get on Twitch and get some viewers on Twitch. We can get these filters and do the same thing. We can play on Twitch, get these filters going, yelling at each other on there. There we go. Oh, look, someone's posting on there.
It's weird. Like you watch this, people just start doing stuff. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
All right. So right now, this is I'm actually looking at your guys' Discord right now. And the people on Discord are already making fun of you right now. Look at that.
Yeah, let them. Look, like I said, we doxed ourselves to begin with. We're like, I'm not even gonna hide. Like, here it is. This is us.
Well, look, and then he just updated with a nice smile, fresh smile. Oh, what a cute boy. That's perfect. There's your Christmas card pick for next year, already established this year. You can follow him right here on Instagram. Man, you guys got it set up on YouTube. The Mempo on Discord. You got it on their roadmap. You can see it right there on their website. Then all of it is on their link tree. And you can just click on it right there. I mean, it's posted everywhere. You guys got it lined up properly. All right. As you always say, how about the 90-second elevator pitch for someone maybe tuning in, right now?
Yeah. Make it real quick, simple. Mempo is about a membership. When you get into this community, when you own that Mempo, you have access to a whole host of things. There's going to be concerts, there's going to be parties, there's going to be exclusive events, there's going to be merch gear, there's going to be drops. And the difference with us versus a lot of groups out there is we've already got a lot of it built, a lot of it got running. I'm going to be streaming from the house next week. Got more events planned. The Super Bowl is there. There's a lot of things that we have and a lot of collaborations with brands that have asked about it because we took our time. And this is not a collection we've rushed out. We took our time. We actually have a whole set of stuff already built. So if you want to be a part of a new community, you want to be a part of something that actually has a long build process and isn't going to be like, hey, let's wait another 4 months to build it out. I can show you the stuff that's coming out. We can drop it. It's going to be pretty cool. And if you like playing games, because gaming is what's the core of where we are, you got a little style, join Mempo and go to mempo.xyz to check it out. Drops on the 20th. We're pretty excited.
That's right. I want you guys to come back, man. I got a whole bunch of people in chat saying hi, yo. I liked. Hello, hey guys. Right on down the list. I don't want to bug you around minting time. If you want to have someone else come in, maybe we can get Tyler's communications link back in. And talk about it. I always love showing off what people got too, showing off the traits and the rarities.
I would love to do the minting stuff with you. I remember we used to do that. That was so much fun. Like just getting someone on, like, hey, I'm minting right now, like going through the process. Like that was so fun. I don't know. It's kind of crazy because the amount of people that's going to jump on our mint. It looks awesome, but yeah, I'd love to do something around that time. So this is working with you is one of the best things I've done in the last year. Like, it's a lot of fun. So if I can help out Novo, I'm in.
Right back at you. And you said, oh, I remember when we used to mint together. I still do it all the time. Me and Best Buddy. You're busy bee. I get it. I know you're busy bee. And I love that you've been checking back in with us, giving us the updates personally of what you guys been doing. And really, like, I just sit there as a fly on the wall. And when you talk to me about the project till up to this point, you've answered your own questions every single time. And I'll be a butterfly on the wall, just like right behind you. What do we got?
So this is on my wall. I always keep this. These are the 5 biggest regrets people had before they died. They didn't pursue their dreams. They didn't chill out. They didn't encourage their friends. They didn't stay in touch. And they didn't let themselves be happy. You know what? We're doing all 5 of those things right now, man. So we're good.
I love it. I don't know how better to end it than that, rather than saying, you know who to follow right here, House of Mempo. Follow them, see what the latest and greatest are. Please follow me. I'm just under 10,000 followers. Thank you guys very much. If you need an AR filter, I'm making these AR filters right here. But there's also AR filters coming out in other capacities too. And that could just be coming with your Mempo. Just get in the House of Mempos too. So you can get an NFT that just has an AR filter with it. You saw it on the stream. So you can check out my stream as well on Twitch, on YouTube. It's playing live action right now. But most importantly, to my friend Marc, dude, let's just rock it. You got 11 days to this thing's going. I know how hard you've been working at it. So we'll have you back on again really super soon.
Dude, it's a whole team, man. There's a lot of people involved. You got James, Tyler, Ben, Lorenzo, Scott. Like, it's just a massive team in here. It's Christian wisdom. Like, it's so much fun. So appreciate it. Peace. I'll see you later. I got to keep my Vipers on for this one, but everyone else I'll stay in the Mempo. But for you, I got to stay old school.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Speaking of old school, I got some Dream Loops bumping right here. Electro Labs with my outro music. And that's it. That's Crypto Novo saying stay positive and love life. Peace.
Peace.